Hello, today in the lesson we will solve another example using the properties of degree. The following example. To the power of 3 times b to the power of 4. Divide by a to the power of 2 and multiply by b to the power of 2. And we need to find the value of this expression if a is equal to -2 and b is equal to 2. In order to find the value of this expression, we can, in our example, we can substitute the number -2 and substitute the number 2 in place of b. But we need to do this in both the numerator and denominator at the same time. Find the value of -2 to the third degree, find the value of -2 to the second degree, and calculate. But when we see examples like this, we can simplify the expression and then we can find the value of the expression. Why is it important to simplify the expression first? Because when you find the value of the expression or calculate the value of the expression, you may end up with large numbers when substituting, and it is not convenient to work with them. So, we can simplify first, and then we can substitute in the value of our variables. That's why in our example, we're going to use the properties. And then only substitute the value. Notice that I can't apply the first property in the numerator. Why? Because the first variable is a and the second variable is b. We can only apply the properties if the bases are the same. Then how do we simplify this expression? But the thing is, if I apply another property, and this is the second property, then I've got a to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 2 times a. And for the variable b, I will also apply this same property. Multiply by b to the degree of 4 divided by b to the degree of 2. Now, using our second property, I get a to the power of 3 minus 2 times b to the power of 4 minus 2. And as a result, I have a to the power of 1 times b to the power of 2. And when I simplify the expression, I can substitute for the variable a value equal to -2. And in place of the variable b, I can substitute a value equal to 2. And then the result would be -2 of the first power times 2 to the power of 2. Now notice that I put the number -2 in parentheses. Why? Because I am taking the whole number -2 to the first degree. But we know, using our property, that any number to the first power is equal to the same number. So -2 to the power of 1 is -2. And 2 to the power of 2 is 4. And then -2 times 4 results in -8. But there's another way to solve this problem. What am I paying attention to? If I apply the same property, I'll pay attention to the base, but in the first multiplier, the base is -2, and in the second case, the base is 2. These are different numbers, but I can convert and write it down as follows. -2 to the first degree is the number -2 times 2 squared. And then I can apply the property and write it down as -2 to the power of 1 plus 2 is -2 to the power of 3. If I am going to use the definition of degree, then I need to take the number 2 to the third power, and that would be 8. I write down the minus sign, and the result is -8. The thing is, when you use the properties of powers, you can use them in different orders, but you always end up with the same answer. In the next lesson, we will solve some more examples, and I will show you how to solve these examples in 2 ways. You can use these ways and get the right answer. This is the end of our lesson for today. Goodbye. See you again.